Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. So today we've got another unboxing, and today we're taking a look at the Saramonic Blink500 Pro B2. For those of you who are subscribed to the channel and have watched some of my earlier videos, you would remember when I first hit 1,000 subscribers I actually purchased both the Rode Wireless Go as well as the Saramonic Blink500, and back then the review that I actually did, whilst there were things about the Saramonic that actually seemed to be much better value, it actually turned out that the Saramonic had two major issues. The first one was the fact that I received a faulty unit and basically it only worked on the lowest and highest of settings, and the second flaw was the fact that it didn't have a OLED screen, or any screen for that matter, and because of that, setting all your settings, essentially being able to monitor and know when something is working, when it's not, wasn't the easiest task. So at that time, obviously I sent the Saramonic back, and since then I've been using the Rode Wireless Go, and without too many issues. It's not been perfect. The sound can sometimes cause an issue because you only have 3 settings on the Rode. But basically, until very recently when Saramonic actually released this new product, so they've actually come out with the Blink500 Pro, and essentially what this is I'm hoping they've actually gone away and rectified all the issues that I actually had with the first Saramonic, and actually improved on a couple of things as well. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. And this one's actually kind of strange. So if you look on the bottom just there, you can actually see it actually has an open tab at the bottom. And whilst the top does have a tab, and it's not in the best condition, this package that I've received, I'm guessing, seeing as they have the open tab there, that this is how they want us to actually open it. So that's what we'll do. So open the flap at the bottom, and then slide out. Okay, nothing else left in there, so we'll get rid of that. And essentially what we're left with is a black box. So get it the right way around, and then this is very similar to the last one that I actually received. So it has a sort of magnetic clasp, and once you've opened it up, what you're met with is, well, we'll do this one at a time. So we have a quality certificate, we have some I believe this might be, yeah, warranty card, some stickers, and a very thick leaflet pack in various languages, just giving us a detailed breakdown in terms of what's what, essentially. So that's your user manual. Next up is a little pouch, and just below that I believe this will be all of our cables and everything, which, if we remember from last time, we received quite a lot of cables. This straight away, for those who can see it, is not very promising, in the sense that this actually looks very similar to the Rode Wireless Go sort of setup, and they didn't perform very well. So I'm hoping this doesn't turn out to be a same sort of thing. So what we'll do is we'll get that box slightly out of the way. We'll leave that in the middle for now, and what we'll do is we'll quickly take a look at what's in this box. Because if there's one thing that you get with Saramonic, it is all the items that you would need. So what I've purchased here is a 2 mic kit, so that's 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. And for that reason, obviously, I'm actually missing one here. So I only have 1 dead cat. So I only appear to have received 1 dead cat in this particular kit, even though it should be 2. We do have 2 microphones, so you can see there, 1 microphone there and 1 microphone there, because essentially what Saramonic do is they give you everything that you need. So it is literally the entire kit. What we have here is 2 USB-A to USB-C charging cables. Well, actually no, we actually have 1 micro USB and 1 USB-C, so that's kind of disappointing. And what do we have here? So we have a TRS to TRS, and I believe this is the TRRS. Yeah, so it actually says it on there. It's actually labeled it for you. So it even says on there to iOS, as opposed to these ones, which probably won't have any labeling on them. Yeah, they don't. That's all your cabling out the way, and just to be sure, there is nothing else in there, and I don't think I've dropped it. So we are missing one dead cat essentially. So that's kind of disappointing straight away. But let's open it up and take a look. So this is essentially the main selling point of the Saramonic Blink500 Pro, and it's something so simple that I can't believe nobody else has actually thought of it before, and that is to basically put everything into a charging case. And this, okay, so I think I've actually received a mishmash in terms of what I've received in the case here. So I don't think this was meant to have been a USB, micro USB cable. I think this has actually been included by mistake, as well as the fact that I'm missing one dead cat as well. And the reason I'm thinking that is because this is actually USB-C. So if we take the USB-C cable, plug it in there, as you can see, that plugs in. And the reason I'm thinking that is I can't imagine any of these would actually be micro USB. So if we take a look at, well, actually no, on these particular ones, no, they are. So for some reason they've actually included micro USB on the individual units themselves. And essentially what all of these have is, if I just peel off this sticker, they all have these sort of pins, so you might be able to just see it there. And what the pins do is they align with these pins on the actual case themselves. So let me bring that in a bit closer, and essentially what this is giving you is a form of wireless charging. I know wireless charging, the term of wireless charging has been really pushed to its limits in terms of what could be deemed wireless charging, but essentially what this does is it gives you a charging dock, and that's what I was getting at before, where I can't believe where manufacturers out there haven't actually thought of just giving us some sort of a charging dock for their particular devices. And this is such a simple solution, and I believe if we just look on the front there, you also have, obviously you have the open button. I'm guessing once we're charging the case itself, you're going to get units lighting up here telling you how much charge the case itself has. And then you have a simple pair button. All you do is you press pair, and in theory every single one of those should now be paired. But yeah, this is one of the things that actually attracted me to this particular unit. So not only the fact that everything is self-contained, because essentially this case, I'm not sure on the exact numbers, but considering the size of it, I'm not sure if it gives us any indication in terms of battery spec. No, it doesn't. But considering the size of this unit, I would guess that this would hold a considerable amount of charge in it. And for that reason, you're not going to be needing any cables when you're actually out and about. So essentially you can leave all your cables at home, unless you're doing a lot of filming, and you literally just charge this up with one cable, as opposed to having a minimum of two, which was what my current setup was. And then basically you just dock everything in here, and that's everything charging. Now I believe these will, yep, so all of these individual ones have got little protectors as well, so let's get rid of all of those. Don't want any of those distracting us. And essentially what we have is, so there is your receiver, and you have two transmitters. And all you have to do is just chuck them in there, and they'll basically charge away happily. So as you can see, charging away. Now obviously I will be doing separate videos in terms of the actual usability and testing and everything like that, but initial impressions is, now this whole kit was purchased off Amazon, and what we'll need to do is obviously contact them, because I believe I should have had extra dead cats. Now one thing I want to do just in this video is actually, yeah, see this isn't even the right dead cat. This, I believe, should have come with one where it actually plugs into the AC line, and it plugs in there, and it basically forms your dead cat in that way. This, whilst it's not as bad as the Rode system, these do tend to grip a little bit better than the Rode ones. The Rode ones are just completely useless, and that's why I've not been able to use them at all. But really, I should have had two of these, and I should have also had the one where it actually plugs into the mic in, and it actually blanks that out, and it forms the dead cat, and basically it's just a lot more sturdy. That's basically what I've seen of the initial ones, the initial unboxings for this particular unit. And basically I've not got this on sale or anything. This was full price, so I believe it was close to £300 in the UK. This was sent out from somewhere else. I don't think this was a UK item, because it did actually take quite a few weeks to actually arrive. Originally, the delivery information did actually state that this wouldn't arrive until January, as late as possibly the 21st. So obviously it's come through faster than it was meant to, but even still, it's not great in the sense that I believe these are the wrong ones. So I think somebody's probably swapped this out. I mean, as we could see from the outer packaging, it wasn't perfect in that sense anyway. It kind of makes sense why they've included two different cables, for the simple reason that the actual individual units actually do charge via micro USB, which is strange because all the other units recently have all been USB-C, and I don't understand why they would actually go backwards in that sense. Yeah, I mean, I've even seen some where they didn't have any individual charging ports at all. It was literally just the case, which would have made sense, because if you could have saved the space that the charging port is now taken up and only used, basically filled it with more battery or better microphones or something like that, giving you extra functionality because of that. I suppose it's probably a fallback in case the case fails, or just in case those pins become damaged, which it doesn't fill you with a lot of confidence. And obviously Saramonic's track record in the past, as far as I've tested, hasn't been great. But what I will do is I'll have a play about, I'll do some testing, and we'll see how it gets on. But initially this part of it I do like, the fact that not only does it come with the charging case, but then it comes with this protective case as well, which just adds a little bit more security to the whole package. Generally I'm not taking this out anywhere at the moment. Next year, who knows what will happen, but at the moment I'm literally just using this obviously in this sort of setup inside, but I still want to store it away neatly. And that's the one thing that is slightly annoying with the Rode, where it just comes with this little pouch, and you can fit the two receivers in there with the cable attached, well, the transmitter and the receiver, but it's not very good in terms of fitting everything else, all your cables, your charging cables, everything like that. So they always have to stay on my charging station essentially. But with this, basically both of these cables I won't actually be needing. Your one cable going to the phone, which is, so this cable here, as you can see, it says to iOS, so that's basically the one that you would use when connecting through to your phone, and this other end obviously just plugs straight into the receiver. And then the two transmitters, obviously you then have some lavalier mics. I can't imagine these being great, but hopefully they're not terrible either. But yeah, that is the whole kit. And just having looked around, I have actually noticed that one of these did actually fall out of the package. It was near my tripod leg. So, but even still, I don't believe these are the right type for this particular unit. I think these are essentially what you probably would have gotten with the previous gen models, the normal ones. The early videos I saw, it basically came with a dead cat where you would put it into the port, the microphone port. So it basically, you know, it's not going anywhere. The problem with all of these kind of ones that I've tested in the past is, as soon as it's fine there, but the problem is once you actually go to clip this onto your clothing, that's where you normally get the problem of it basically causing you an issue. But what we'll do is we'll test both of these just on here, and I'll just quickly clip it onto my clothing, and then in fact it's not too bad. I think that's a better design than the Rode ones were. The Rode ones really didn't perform very well at all. And if I just clip this on, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to test these just to see how they actually perform. Initial impressions is I'm not very happy that it's come with this type rather than having the the mic jack ones. I think they perform a lot better for the simple reason that because they're plugging in, you know they're not going to fall out at least. But yeah, that's basically that. I'm gonna give everything a full charge just to make sure everything has a good chance of basically performing to their best. Last time, I believe I did do that last time as well with the Blink500, not the Pro version, but even still, what I'm going to do is give everything full charge. I'll do some testing, I'll do some audio samples, and then I'll do a follow-up. But yeah, this was just an initial first look. This kit is a lot more expensive. Even the previous kit, I believe it was something around the 220 mark. So this is, in comparison, you're only paying £60, around £60 more. And what you're getting for that £60 is you're getting the case, you're getting this carrying case, but you're also getting the charging dock. All of this stuff is pretty much the same, so in terms of your cables and everything, that's pretty much the same. I believe last time these were USB-C, because I remember charging everything using the same sort of cables that I had set up. But essentially you're getting the screens, you're getting the built-in screen, so you can now see what you're doing, and you're getting the charging dock as basically part of it. And just before we go, what I will do is we'll just turn these on. So let's just hold that. So turn that one on, 1, 2, 3, and turn that one on. And then what we'll do is we'll just test to see if they're already receiving a signal. So maybe they do have to actually be on in order to pair them. So 1, 2, 3, turn that one on as well. So it's got nice little, I mean, this was said to have been an OLED display. It doesn't look like an OLED display, but I suppose the type of display doesn't really matter too much. And then let's just hold the pair button, and we can see just on there we've got a sort of flashing symbol, and I don't really know whether that's, yeah, well, it stopped flashing, so let's see if that is now showing as being paired. It doesn't really show up with anything, so I don't know whether that's because it's on the lowest settings. But yeah, I'm gonna have to have a play back with them and then test it out and see how it goes. Let's just turn all of these off in the meantime. So let's give everything a full charge, and then we'll take it from there. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. That way you won't miss out on any new videos I post. And other than that, thanks very much for watching.